Right, so if you guys watched my last video, you will know that I created a random number or random wheel name generator thingy. Basically deciding the wheel is going to land on a specific Marvel or DC superhero. We have left four Marvel characters and one DC character. And essentially what the wheel is going to do, whatever it lands on, I'm going to then suggest or basically pitch a game studio that I think that I would give that character to make a game for. So last video we did such things as we pitched essentially a DC version of Marvel Rivals, which continues to be one of the best free-to-play games, or the best free-to-play game out at the moment. I pitched a Remedy Moon Knight game. So if you want to see my pitches for the previous half of the list of characters, those are in the previous video. The actual view count on that video is lower than I would have hoped it to be. I thought it was I think this is a pretty cool premise, and it's not something that I've seen a lot, if any, content creators do on the platform. So I thought there was going to be a bit more of a turnout for that first video, but if you are interested in this pitch, before you watch this video, go watch the last one, because it just means more view time for me, and then you can come back to this video and there'll be more pitches. So we're just going to spin the wheel and see what it lands on. Again, I'm not going to put the wheel up on the screen because I want to keep the character that I am pitching a little bit of a secret, and I want to by the way, the characters that I put down are characters that have not had a video game either in a while or have not had a video game ever. So I'm just going to click the wheel and we'll see what it lands on. Let's see. And we're going to start off with Howard the Duck. I essentially only put Howard on the list because I wanted one of these to be a I wanted to essentially say what character could I justifiably work into being a 3D platformer, and I think Howard the Duck kind of works. He does and he doesn't work. It works in the vein of you can do whatever you want with Howard the Duck. He's such a zany, weird character that he kind of fits into anything. If you want to go like the Chip Zdarsky route of him being a detective, then I think maybe a Telltale game. I don't know what is going on with that studio, but Telltale games usually do well with like detective stories and kind of stuff that isn't like action heavy or action forward. So I think a Telltale Howard the Duck game might work well, and it's, you know, a weird enough premise that it might work. However, my pitch would be Toys for Bob, make it like a proper Crash Bandicoot-esque 3D platformer. Whether or not that makes sense for Howard the Duck as a character, I don't know, but I think it's a character that not enough people, or that not a lot of people, are that familiar with outside of his appearances in Guardians of the Galaxy, or in the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. It's a character that I think you can get away with a lot more than, say, like a Spider-Man game. A Spider-Man game has to be a certain thing. Howard the Duck can be whatever really makes sense, or whatever you really want it to be to make a fun experience. And I think just, yeah, he's the only character that I could feasibly turn into a 3D platformer, outside of like Jeff the Land Shark. But then again, I think his place is best served around Marvel Rivals. Howard the Duck in Marvel Rivals is a thing that could happen. By the way, there are like a good 100 characters that have been found in the like patch notes, or not patch notes, but that have been data mined for like who's gonna be coming later on, and the roster for that game is already insane. So they're pulling out all the stops basically. So yeah, we're gonna go with whoever the next character is gonna be. We've only got 4 left, so here we go. So, Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, I would say Platinum could do a good job, but I already attached them to Doctor Strange game. I'm not saying that any developer could, that certain developers have to stick to one character. Insomniac is doing Spider-Man and Wolverine. So they don't need to really stay in a certain lane. However, I think for the purpose of the video, I want to kind of, or the purpose of the videos, I'm going to try and give each character a different developer. And I think for Ghost Rider, Santa Monica Studio, I know that kind of sticks it into being a or pigeonholes it into being a game stuck on PlayStation, but that means I get to play it. That also means that the enemy design in God of War and God of War Ragnarok is so cool and so visually interesting. I think give that team a more horror based, or a more like heavy metal themed experience. I also think From Software would do really good. I think a superhero, or a superhero Souls-like has been is something that we've had is something that's like been asked for so many times. I can't be the only person that wants that. I can't be the only person that wants a superhero Souls-like. And I don't see it working for someone like a Captain America. I think it has to be one of the more like gothic characters in the Marvel universe or in the DC universe. But I think it's between like a Ghost Rider, a Blade, a Black Knight. Like you could do. There is already a Midnight Suns game, but I think you could do another Midnight Suns game with some of the other characters, the characters that are like the comic book Midnight Suns. You could translate them into like a From Software or Team Ninja game. essentially. I think Team Ninja might be better because they have more of a focus towards actually telling a story in their games as well, or having the story be more like pushed in front of you. And I think that a superhero game or a licensed game, you can have it where the story is like more subtly shown to you through like text that you have to go looking for. But I think a lot of people who go like to a Ghost Rider game, not saying that they're necessarily that Ghost Rider fans are stupid, but Ghost Rider fans want a specific thing, and yeah, I think that that specific thing is not like to it's not to search out the plot through lots of reading. There's a reason why a lot of Ghost Rider books are light on actual words and more heavy on like the artwork. They're very much a style over substance bunch. Who's the next character? And the thing is, the three that we've got left, I have the strongest pitches for. Daredevil, I think Daredevil's a given. I think Daredevil, a few years ago I would have said Rocksteady. Rocksteady. Designing the Arkham games. But however, I feel like now, as much as I said that it would be a bit of a boring choice to give everyone to Insomniac, I think Daredevil makes the most sense. Daredevil can be like a next evolution from the Spider-Man games. Not necessarily so that the tools in that kit or the tools that Spider-Man has, not necessarily that they can be improved upon, but I think the writing team behind Spider-Man 2 especially, but Spider-Man 1, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2, and, soon to be Wolverine. Daredevil fits the most into that world, but also that tone of, like, yes, it's a superhero thing, but when it can turn up the emotion and turn up, character stakes, and, when a character does die, you feel it, and having, like, a long-lasting emotional impact. The emotional impact from Spider-Man 2, from the first game, from Miles Morales, and what I think is going to be in the Wolverine game as well. I think that Insomniac is probably the best team to put behind a Daredevil game. Just put him in that world, put him in Hell's Kitchen, set it mostly at night. Essentially, do Batman Arkham City with Daredevil. I would even base it off of Devil's Reign, or I would base it off of that and basically do just the raid, but with Daredevil, just have him like raiding up Fist Tower. I would really like to see that. I want that game, and I think that's the most likely one that we will get is a Daredevil game by Insomniac. Or I think a Daredevil game is more likely now than it ever has been before. Especially with the most recent Disney Plus show as well. I think it would be even cooler if they can get Charlie Cox to voice him in the game. Not even saying that I think anyone else would do a bad job, or that I don't think anyone else should be Daredevil. But he clearly loves the character. He's damn good at playing the character. He was Daredevil in that Spider-Man show, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and he is voicing the main protagonist in what is it? Project 33 or civil not Civilization 33, it's something 33. It's that big like western persona looking game. But he's the main guy in that. So yeah, I think he seems to be getting roles in video games as well as it might be a thing like Patrick Stewart, where Patrick Stewart was just, he was the go-to guy to do he was the go-to guy to be Professor X in pretty much everything for a certain amount of time. But anyway, we're going to see who the penultimate character pitch is going to be, and then final pitch. So here we go. Green Lantern. My Green Lantern pitch. I kind of have two ideas for this. I think Bungie would do a pretty good one. Would do a pretty good Green Lantern game because the whole idea of a Green Lantern game that can constantly evolve, that is essentially like Destiny 2, but with Green Lantern characters. You can customize your own Green Lantern, or your own member of any Green Lantern Corps. You can join any Green Lantern Corps. Essentially, Bungie could do it, or BioWare could do it. But I think the idea of a big, massive cosmic RPG or action RPG based around the world of Green Lantern would be a lot cooler than, say, just like a 10-hour experience. Is there enough in the Green Lantern mythos to justify a massive RPG? Is there enough love for that character? I think the answer to both is yes, because this is a character who's been around for 60 years at this point. And you can add more cosmic stuff to this than just stuff in the Green Lantern lore. I think it would be great to shove in Lobo, to shove in some stuff from Superman's lore in there as well. But yeah, I think just doing a massive RPG where you can have like all of the Green Lanterns playable. You can play as Hal, play as John, play as Guy, Simon, Jessica Cruz. Just being able to build out your team. A playable Kilowog would be insane. But yeah, just being able to like build a massive core, essentially. Just a big sprawling RPG would be really fun. I think BioWare is probably the team that would do it more faithfully, I think. I know a lot of people had problems with the Veil Guard. I think it's okay. I don't love the game, but also I haven't finished it, so it might get a whole lot worse. It might get a whole lot better. I don't know. But anyway, final character. I don't need to spin, but I like clicking, so here we go. And it is, drumroll please, it's Thor. Yeah, I think Thor Santa Monica Studios, they've worked on Thor before. They can do that kind of characterization. And they obviously love the Norse mythology, and they've done a good job with working in the Norse mythology for a while. I think a Thor video game should be done by CD Projekt Red, and here's why. A Thor game that has the scale and the mythos and the attention to detail that The Witcher 3 had, and we're going to see hopefully The Witcher 4 is, leagues above even The Witcher 3. And leagues above Cyberpunk 2077. It's a game that I personally have no care about at all. However, I think the character designs, the world, the story, and the amount of care people have for the Witcher series. I read through the books. I liked them enough. I played a little bit of The Witcher 3, and it's something that I want to go back to now. Now that I'm a little bit older and I care more about the franchise, it's something I want to go back to, and they apparently CD Projekt Red is working on a remake of the first game. So yeah, I think I'm probably going to jump in with that one. I want to see what they would do with the Thor mythos. I want to see what they would do with Beta Ray Bill. I want to see what they would do with the Warriors 3. I want to see what they would do with, building up to Jane Foster, and seeing what they do with that kind of stuff. And I just think make a massive, sprawling, epic RPG with Thor. I think that would just be a really great thing. I don't know, because what always got me, what always took me out of The Witcher was the combat, and I want Thor to have both a massive, sprawling, epic plot and story, but I also want to care about the gameplay as well. I want really flashy combat, and I don't know if CD Projekt Red would do that, but I also think that they're the best to kind of give like a cosmic story in the scale of like something like a big Thor epic, and they can kind of make up whatever they want to whatever they want the story to be for the game. But I'd just really like to see it. But those are my pitches. Let me know in the comments below if I got anything wrong. Let me know if you have any better suggestions for me. I don't know every game developer, and I don't have a decent idea for every comic book character under the sun. However, these were kind of my best, most well formulated pitches, essentially. Will I do a follow-up on this as well? Depends how this video does, because the previous one is sitting on 3 views at the moment. So, I don't know if there's that much of a demand for this kind of content on the channel or on YouTube in general. However, I had fun coming up with ideas and pitches for these. So, yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought. I'll see you guys then. Peace. I'll see you guys in the next video anyway. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and Bye.